you weren't here when it happened, obviously. SEC drops the lawsuit. That's not correct. I'm used to saying that with every other case. The judge fully dismisses the SEC lawsuit against Richard Hart. This was literally the opposite of what I just said a moment ago. All the other cases, the SEC actually dropped their lawsuit. This was the judge coming in and going over the entire case. She wrote like a 30-page response, which I read right here on this channel, about how she was dismissing it on all accounts. It wasn't just like a technical jurisdiction thing. She piece by piece said it wasn't even fraud anyway. Totally dismissed. I mean, literally the best thing that we ever could have hoped for. It was 100 out of 10. Amazing. Maybe we could have wished that it happened a little bit sooner than it did, but whatever. 4 months and we got our answer. So fully dismissed. Ewok and I, if you guys are not familiar, have had disagreements on what the price would do leading up to this after a dismissal, if we would get one. We'd have to go back. I would love to see the clips, but Ewok, I know that you talked about a 10x over a certain period of time, and that tons of money is on the sidelines waiting for clarity on this. I usually said something like, I think we would see a 2x on it pretty quickly after the news happened, and that was all that we would get, because I just don't think that people really take the SEC that seriously. Whether there's a threat or not, people just don't really give a shit about what they have to say. So here we are. We're actually, and my goal is not just to get you to eat your words or anything here, because even I was too bullish apparently, because I'm trying to remember where we even were exactly out before the news. I think it was probably 4 zeros and a 4 or something like that. And we probably got like a 50% pump, not even a 2x, 100% pump. I think it was maybe 50%. Pulse X was probably a little bit more because it did flip Pulse, for a moment. And then, of course, the rest is history after that, because unbeknownst to us, the rest of the market decided they were going to just, pull their pants down and let the man take them. So we're all screwed right now. Ethereum's $1,900 and everything sucks. But what do you make of this reaction, though, Ewok? I mean, we did see a pump, obviously, the day of. It was I will say, it was an amazing day. I won't forget it just as much as I won't forget the day that the lawsuit came down. Friday, February 28th. It was right around 5 o'clock on the East Coast. I fired up the crypto coffee stream right away. Then I was like, oh, man, I got to get in on this. And then I came on a little bit later and went over the document. But yeah, not the price that we wanted to see. I mean, at this point, we can pretty much say that the SEC dismissal was priced in. We saw a reactionary pump, and now we're actually below those prices by quite a bit. So what do you make of this? And to me, I guess what I'll just say is greater market forces are at play that are far more powerful than the SEC. And that is kind of what I did think. And I didn't know that Ethereum would get even this bad, but I figured that the bigger market would have more of an impact. But yeah, what do you make of this?
So my exact prediction the last time we talked about this was that I said it would do a 5 to 10x within a week. I thought the news would really take off. I thought Richard would possibly stream again. I thought a lot of things. I thought there's money on the side waiting. What I didn't predict or even think about. So this could, I don't want to say could still happen, but it's looking less and less likely now, since we didn't really see any kind of movement. It went, I just showed the price on that day, and let's actually look at it here real quick.
Mm-hmm.
It went, this is the 28th, the day it happened, right? February 28th.
Yep.
At the low, it was 403711. At the high that day, went to 404860. So wow. It didn't even double. It got as high the next day as 4962. So, and then, yeah, it just sold off. What I didn't figure or even think about was the opportunity that the SEC has to rebuttal, or reply or appeal. I know you covered that document. Do you remember what she said? And she did specify that if you can, in good standing, reply, give a response. Did she give 14 days for that?
It's 20 days. And I believe that was known even before, the SEC put that language in there before, at the beginning of this whole process. Okay. That basically, if this would be dismissed, that they have 20 days to send something back.
Okay.
But of course, with how much she decimated every single angle of everything they said,
Right.
it's kind of doubtful and difficult to do, probably.
Right. So there's that, and then I believe they have 60 days to appeal. They
Mhm.
have 20 days to respond, and then they have it's either 30 or 60 days to actually appeal her decision. Once they don't respond, I believe that she will come out with a ruling that says dismissed with prejudice. That's what we really need to see, is the with prejudice part, so that we can't be tried again, right? Um,
Yeah.
Now, when she does that throw the appeal out the window? I don't know. Um, Hopefully, my thoughts are that is possibly what Richard's waiting for before any kind of stream. You don't want to give these guys any kind of ammo to
Mhm.
do anything with, right? Don't give them a reason to appeal, because they will. If you rub it in their face, or do anything like that, they will probably appeal it. I don't think they will either. I really I don't think they'll appeal with this administration. I hope not. But why give them a reason to? I don't
Yeah.
know that I would come out and stream and like do it's like dancing on someone's grave. I don't know that you would want to do that until their right to appeal has passed. You know, so I still think there's a chance that we can get a pump out of it, but and I think maybe I thought he would stream right away, not realizing that all this other stuff kind of has to play out. There's still hope, but a 510x, obviously, we didn't get that any kind of
Not
thing
quite.
near that reaction. We didn't even get a 2x. So,
No.
the hope for that is down. But again, market sentiment is down overall across everything. So, yeah, I was wrong. I will admit I was wrong on my prediction, and is
As
what
was
it
I.
is.
I
Yeah.
was even too optimistic. Yeah, and Wild SJ says it is 20 and 60 days, so they do have 60 days to appeal. I mean, I
Okay.
don't think that Richard Hart streaming would be. I mean, unless he's on there flat out dunking on the SEC left and right, which I don't think at all he would be doing, especially because it is different now. Um, to me, it just doesn't seem like celebrating too early or victory lapping or anything. I don't know. I mean, to me, it seems like not that big of a deal. I guess to me, like there just doesn't appear to be much of a threat anymore, just because of this reformation
Yeah.
and the fact that I mean, I read that 30-page document. I mean, the judge absolutely destroyed
Oh
every
yeah.
single thing that they said. It was not. I mean, she was very harsh in some of the things that she said. And that doesn't, and again, that doesn't stop anybody from filing another lawsuit or appealing or whatever. I just think it's so unlikely that, I mean, obviously, Richard has attorneys that he's paying a lot of money for. He's going to listen to them. And then also, as much as it may be bullshit, there is still the red notice garbage out there. And, I didn't mean to get into like a conversation about him streaming, but how much is that impacting anything? I
Sure.
mean,
It
and
could
and
a
and then
lot.
it's like, why does he have to stream? Why wouldn't he? I mean, I think people would probably just like upload like the Christmas thing. But here's the thing: nothing. I mean, nothing that we are talking about is going to do anything crazy for the price right now because Ethereum is where it's at. I mean, you could say it until you're blue in the face. There's just all these little things we're talking about, like the market matters. The SEC doesn't really matter. I mean, yes, they're part of the equation, but the market has said, I'll piss on the SEC. I don't care. I'm not worried about them, especially under this new regime. And yeah, I just,
Yeah.
I guess what we're having is two different conversations. Like, when do we pump versus will RH stream and is it worth it or not? And thanks for the super chat, DJ Moon Boy. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. But yeah, to me, I feel like there shouldn't be many reasons that he wouldn't be streaming at this point, but I'm also not somebody paid to defend him. So,
Well, listen, he obviously knows what's best.
Mm,
SJ even mentioned nuclear herb stream. I was able to listen to some of that um while I was away, and just the calculated everything
mhm.
that he thought of so far in advance. I mean, it's unbelievable to me that for every landmine that there could have been, he knew which step to take around it, and did it. It's pretty. I don't know. It's pretty remarkable that he
Mhm.
could navigate something like that and get the verdict. Obviously, had a great team that was defending him as well. I'm sure that helps too. But just all these little things that he thought of in advance, and somehow circumnavigated it, and came out pretty unscathed.
Mhm.
It's pretty remarkable. So there's a reason. If he's not streaming, there's a reason. I mean, we have to understand what he's done already, how he's planned ahead, and known what pitfalls not to hit. Maybe this is one of them, and we have to like trust the process, and we'll get one sooner or later when the time is right.
And, with maybe he is even taking like the Ethereum stuff into account. Like if there are still things to be careful about with him streaming, why do it now with Ethereum in the goddamn toilet? You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
well, what are you going to do? Like, you come out in this triumphant return. Think about this. You come out with this triumphant return, like you're going to have a live stream. Maybe somebody interviews you or something, and he knows how much people would pop off about it. There would be a short term pump, and then the next day it just rolls back over again.
could be,
Like, is that
could
what
be,
you want to
maybe.
have?
Yeah, I mean, he's been pretty good at calling tops and bottoms, and maybe he doesn't feel this is a bottom.
Right.
Could be a very very good possibility with that as well.
Well said, digital money markets, kind of along the lines we just said. When the SAC funds are green, I believe he'll stream. Timing is everything. Yeah, we want to be in an uptrend,
Yeah.
and Ethereum has just been falling and falling and falling. So,
Yep.
yep, I get it. So, yeah, just continue to be patient. Same drum we've been beating, basically. But I do agree with you. We shouldn't, even though it's been 2 weeks and it's like out of everybody's mind already because of the rest of the market, but we really should hang on to this victory as like a precedent for crypto, a gigantic decision. 5% of these cases do they actually get dismissed and legitimately won against the SEC. And yeah, kudos to RH, kudos to his team that he hired and everything. I mean, they did an impeccable job. And I
Mhm.
get what you're saying. Why screw it up if there's still a way,
Yeah.
even if it's small percentage chance? Why screw it up at this point?
Let's take a look at this. I
Mhm.
bookmarked this a long time ago when we had Axis on stream, and he had brought this pi cycle top indicator
Yeah.
chart out. Um, we're not even close.
Hmm.
For I should have brought this out earlier when we were talking about people saying that it's the top and whatever. Um, but if you notice on the last cycle, the top, well, this was the 2017 top, and then we had the 2018 cycle, where it kind of closed in a little bit in September of 19 and then
Hmm.
pulled away again and didn't until April, which was the official first top. I kind of feel like that's what's happening in here a little bit. And then it is going to extend again. So, you know, we're not even close on the pi cycle top indicator either. So
Yeah.
don't get worried. It's not over. We've got a long way to go for this to close out. And in case you're wondering, every time these lines coincide, it it has called the top on the day, basically.
Right. It's been like the
So
best indicator for that,
it's
right?
been the best indicator for Bitcoin, of the top. So just to let
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah, good long-term view on that for sure. Appreciate it. Even though nobody wants to hear that right now, I understand it, but
Well,
that's where we are.
people should want to hear it. We're not even close to the top.
Yeah.
So
No, I hear you. People just don't want to keep being patient, I guess is my
I hear you.
point. Yeah. Yeah, that's all.